Or, yeah, loud won't make it online. I know that's, that's how that's going to work. So, take two. Good morning. As the heat of summer continues, our calendar is already striding towards autumn. You may have noticed a later sunrise, an earlier sunset, or a thicker marine layer. School has already started in some districts and comes in next week for others. My own mental calendar is firmly stuck in the idea that school starts after Labor Day. But as my children are both grown and graduated, it won't make a lot of difference in my household. But I remember it all very clearly, the prep and the paperwork, the new shoes and the notebooks, the excitement and the anxiety. Spiritual leader Ram Dass wrote a book that he titled, How Can I Help? He said later that if he had written that book after he had had his stroke, the title would have been, How Can You Help Me? It is a reminder that support functions best as a two-way street. Sometimes we're on our way in, sometimes we're on our way out. But it helps if you can hold the door for the next person, either way. I'm thinking about my dear friend and neighbor, J.T. Swanson, the kind of friend you really need when you are a single mother. We both have two children. Her oldest is the same age as my youngest, and they were often in the same classroom. They lived 7 houses away on the same street, and for more than a decade, we did the registration day dance, helping each other with the piles of paper, the schedules, walking the kids through the school site so we could find the classrooms. I'm remembering a moment when she called me just a few years ago and said, this is it. She was crying. Said, this is the last time I will have to ask you to sign Lauren's emergency contact paperwork. Our youngest of 4 was going into her senior year of high school. So we had a moment to cry together and cheer each other on and say, the kids were grown, we did it. And there's a lot of people included in that we. I credit the whole community. It's hard work raising children, and I needed every friend, every neighbor, this church, the Girl Scouts, the YMCA, Camp de Benneville Pines, and the Academy of Visual and Performing Arts. We say it takes a village to raise a child, and I am still deeply grateful for every hour and moment of support that my family got through those years. What my daughters learned was how to be in community and how to make a graceful exit when community is no longer working for you. In all ages and stages, things change. The most important lesson that they got was how to create community, something that I see both of them doing in many areas of their lives. So as we focus on our back to school moment, I say to those of you who are filling in forms and lacing up new shoes, I know it feels like it goes on forever. It doesn't. There's an old proverb I often share with the parents of small children. The days are so long, and the years are so short. Above and away from the context of raising family, finding community, creating community, and sustaining community is important for the well-being of every individual. And as we step forward into a new era for our congregation, remember to hold the door. Come, let us worship together. I can't because now she's holding the mic. May I introduce the Reverend Diana Smith.
Good morning. It is so great to be here with y'all. I'm Reverend Diana Smith. My pronouns are she and her. Oh, I'm going to move over here, I think. I am not, wait, I'm not moving over. Am I?
You are.
Am I, is it, it's on? Okay, all right. All righty then. We'll try this for a minute. So I am a somewhat tall white woman in my late 40s with short, curly, white, brown, and gray hair. My pronouns are she and her, and I am wearing a black suit and a very colorful stole, standing in UUSM's pulpit in the front of the sanctuary, which is rapidly filling with people of all ages and lots of bags, which is very cool. Whether you've been part of this congregation all of your life or have just found us this morning, Whether you join us today with joy in your heart, weighted with burdens, or searching for meaningful connections, we are glad that you are here. As people of many ages, genders, races, sexual orientations, spiritual paths, abilities, and health statuses, we know how important it is to come together and work together to create a radically welcoming spiritual community. Unitarian Universalism is a liberal religious movement that draws from many religious, spiritual, and humanistic traditions. Our faith expresses our core value of love through how we agree to be together and to support each other. We're guided in this by the shared principles, values, and sources of our living religious tradition, one of which is pluralism. Pluralism celebrates that we are all sacred beings who are diverse in culture, experience, and theology. It invites us to learn from one another and embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. We'll be exploring ways we can do that throughout today's service. And one special way that some people celebrate pluralism here is by helping make worship happen each week. And so it's important to begin with gratitude to our worship team, which includes the ushers and greeters you saw on your way in, the tech team, a little more seen today than usual, thank you, our musicians, our coffee crew, and the folks who are putting together an amazing taco bar potluck thing, our parking and our sextons, and of course, our CYRTE team, who has been very helpful in putting together today's service, and our worship associate, Judith Martin-Straw. We worship here on the corner of 18th and Arizona, acknowledging that this land and the land that many of us live on is the traditional home of the people who are known as the Tongva, the Gabrielino, and the Chumash. As we enter into worship, we remember their presence among us, the painful histories of this land, and the ongoing struggle for equity, justice, and sovereignty. As a sign of change here in California, in March of 2026, California pledged to open 7% of its land and waters to indigenous tribes, honoring a 175-year-old broken promise. These are important moves towards justice. And so now, Judith, would you join me up here for our call to worship, for our chalice lighting? Welcome, all who come in friendship and who long for genuine community.
May you be graciously received here as your authentic self.
Welcome, all who come in curiosity, full of questions or simply open.
May you embrace wonder and encounter new delights.
Welcome, those who come heavy with fatigue, weary from the troubles of the world or the troubles of your particular life.
May you rest and be filled in this sacred space.
Welcome, all who come with joy for flowing rivers and gentle breezes, for changing skies and great trees.
May the grace of the world leave a lasting imprint upon you.
Welcome all who come with thanks for the altruism of the earth and the gift of human care.
May your grateful heart overflow and bless those around you.
Come, let us celebrate together this wondrous life. And now let's join our voices in singing hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. We invite you to rise in body or in spirit.
Remaining standing, love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, thus do we covenant with each other. El amor es la esencia de esta iglesia, buscar la verdad es su sacramento, y el servicio es la oración. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar encomiamiento en la libertad, servir a la humanidad en comunión, así es como convenios unos a otros.
Good morning, everyone. Now is the time that we will be collecting donations to the West Side Food Bank. As Unitarian Universalists, two ways we understand and express our core value of love are through our values of generosity and transformation. Our value of generosity tells us that we're connected to one another in relationships of interdependence and mutuality. It invites us to cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope as we freely and compassionately share our presence and resources. Our value of transformation invites us to continuously change and grow spiritually and ethically. If you have a donation for the West Side Food Bank, please raise your hand so our helpers can come collect it from you. We have been partners in collecting food for the West Side Food Bank for many years. If you would like to donate food, please bring items they use in large quantities like pasta. There we go. Emerson has some mac and cheese, pasta sauce in unbreakable packaging, please. Juice, granola bars, protein bars, and breakfast cereal. Our service to the world can be embodied right here each Sunday as we now receive this morning's offering for the West Side Food Bank. I invite you to reflect on how generosity and transformation show up in this practice. And usually we move from the West Side Food Bank donations to sitting on the steps, but I believe we'll be going into music for the morning and then going to the steps for Story for All Ages. Am I correct? Yes. All right. So as we settle in for music for the morning, thank you, Calvin. We got lots of really great donations, and thank you to our helpers. Oh, we got some pinto beans. Yeah, so I think we'll stay in this corner to listen to the music for the morning.
So, this morning, Maddie and I are going to be sharing one of my favorite books with you all. It is called The Day You Begin, and it's written by Jacqueline Woodson with illustrations by Rafael Lopez. And I would like to invite anyone of any age who wants to take a closer look to come on up here, because this is a very special book. Okay. And hopefully everybody else will be able to see pictures too, if that ended up working out. So, shall we begin, Maddie? Okay. So, there will be times when you walk into a room and no one is quite like you. Maybe it will be your skin. Do you want to switch the page? Oh. Maybe it will be your skin, your clothes, or the curl of your hair. There will be times when no one understands the way words curl from your mouth, the beautiful language of the country you left behind. My name is Rigoberto. We just moved here from Venezuela. And because they don't understand, the classroom will fill with laughter until your teacher quiets everyone. Rigoberto, from Venezuela, your teacher says, so soft and beautifully that your name and homeland sound like flowers blooming, the first bright notes of a song. Maddie, have you ever felt this way? For me, reading this book reminded me of one of the times that was hardest in the ways that the kids are talking about, was when I started middle school. My school grew from a lot of different neighborhoods, and the classroom I was placed in had a lot of kids whose family had more money than me. And in middle school, what you wear is really important. And I didn't have the right clothes, especially not the right white kids that everybody was supposed to be wearing. And I remember feeling so self-conscious about that. And then a few years later, it also reminded me of when I went off to college, and everyone immediately knew and liked to talk about how they could tell I was a Texan because of how I talked. Does it remind you of anything? Do you want to share?
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Diana. I also have definitely felt self-conscious before. For me, I felt really out of place around the girls at my summer camp in the Poconos. I was still living in Singapore at the time, and even though I went to an American international school and thought I knew about American culture, there were so many TV shows and card games and dances that they all knew and loved, and I had never even heard of. And my clothes were also different. All these girls seemed to know exactly what to wear, and my clothes did not look like that. So that made me feel really lonely and really far away from home. So, yeah. Let's go back to the book now. So there will be times when the words don't come. Your own voice, once huge, now smaller when your teacher asks, "What did you do last summer? Tell the class your story." "We went to France," Chayla says. "These shells come from a beach in Maine." A little boy named Jonathan holds out a jar filled with tiny shells so fragile they look like they'll turn to dust in your own untraveled hands. "My whole family went to India, Spain, South Carolina." Each souvenir a small triumph of a journey, their travels going on and on. And as you stand in front of that room, you can only remember how the heat waved as it lifted off the curb, and your days spent at home caring for your little sister, who made you laugh out loud and hugged you hard at nap time. You can only remember the books you kept on reading long after she had fallen to sleep. And in that room where no one else is quite like you, you'll look down at your own empty hands and wonder, what good is this when the other students were flying and sailing and going somewhere? There will be times when the lunch your mother packed for you is too strange or too unfamiliar for others to love as you do. When even your own friend Nadja will wrinkle her nose and say, "What's in there anyways?" And you'll wonder how she doesn't see the rice beneath the kimchi. You'll wonder why she doesn't remember that rice is the most popular food in the world. I'm curious, Reverend Diana, have you ever felt this way?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So when I was reading this book, I remembered so many times when I was a kid, and I spent so much time, kind of like the whole summer, at the library. The books and my imagination were the biggest stories that I had. So much bigger than anything that I'd gotten to do in my life. I loved the places that I traveled in my imagination. And I also felt sad when I couldn't talk about real trips the way that some of the kids that Angelina is talking about could. And then the story also reminded me about finding out during elementary school that when most kids talked about having a peanut butter sandwich, they were talking about peanut butter and jelly. Because you know what kind of sandwiches my mom made for me? Peanut butter and mayonnaise. Peanut butter and mayonnaise. Hey, you know what I'm talking about. Carol knows. Peanut butter and mayonnaise. I don't know. It was a thing. It was a thing. And some of my friends would tease me about it. Peanut butter and mayonnaise. Who ever heard of that? Nowadays, when my friends and I talk about food, we have an agreement. We say, "You don't yuck my yum." Right? And I think that y'all all understand that that means being curious about each other's food and not just going, yuck. Okay, let's go back to do you have anything you wanted to share? Okay, let's go back to the book then. So there will be times when the climbing bars are too high, the run is too far and fast. The game isn't one you can really play. "I don't want him on our team," someone will say. "You can watch," someone else will say. "Maybe you can have a turn later," you'll hear. There will be times when the world feels like a place that you're standing all the way outside of. Yeah. Maddie, have you felt that way? Yeah. Some of us haven't yet, and some of us will but most of us are going to feel that way sometime in our life. And it feels really sad and scary to feel like the world is something you're standing all the way outside of. And when you feel that way, if you flip the page, you'll notice that all that stands beside you is your own brave self. Steady as steel and ready, even though you don't yet know what you're ready for.
There will be times when you walk into a room and no one there is quite like you until the day you begin to share your stories. My name is Angelina, and I spent my whole summer with my little sister, you tell the class, your voice stronger than it was a minute ago. Reading books and telling stories, and even though we were right on our block, it was like we got to go everywhere.
Your name is like my sister, Rigoberto says. Her name is Angelina too. And all at once, the room where no one else is quite like you, the world opens itself up a little wider to make some space for you.
This is the day you begin to find the places inside your laughter and your lunches, your books, your travel, and your stories, where every new friend has something a little like you and something else so fabulously not quite like you at all.
Maddie, thank you so much for sharing one of my favorite books with me. And thank you for sharing the way it connects with your life. Now, as we all get ready for the beginning of the school year, there are a lot of ways that this book is important to me and a lot of ways that it's important for our congregation. The one that I'm particularly hoping that we'll spend some time exploring is how we get curious and start sharing our stories, so that if we or somebody else feels alone, they don't have to feel so alone. Because to be known, to be seen for who we are, is one of our deepest human desires. That, along with the need to make meaning of things that happen in our lives or in the world, and our desire to figure out how to live our values, are some of the main reasons we come together with others in our congregation. In being seen, in being witnessed or understood, we often come to know ourselves more, and thus we come to know our values more. Have you found that happen? That when someone someone else listens to you and understands you, when they ask you good questions and want to know more about you, that you feel like you understand yourself more, or maybe you understand what you want or your values more? Anybody want to share anything about that? Has anybody ever felt that way? Kelvin?
I feel a little happy since I'm going to 7th grade.
Yeah, 7th grade's a big deal. It is. Yeah. And getting to be understood, getting to help people listen to us makes a big difference. Anyone else? Yeah?
When I was in 1st grade, my parents were like, "We're not making lunch for you anymore. If you want home lunch, you gotta make it yourself." So I got a bunch of snacks and I put them in a lunchbox and I brought them to school, and my friends were like, "Why do you have snacks for lunch?" And I was like, "'Cause I have to make my own lunch." And they were like, "Just make a sandwich." And I was like, "But I don't have time to do that." They were like, "Okay." So, yeah.
Most of the time I have peanut butter and jelly at school, but sometimes at emergencies I actually have something different, but I never know what that different thing is going to be. So my mom just makes it a surprise. This thing might have happened today, but I might be the only one at my school who has peanut butter and jelly every day.
My mom always and my dad never pack me lunch but I keep asking because my parents really want me to pack my own lunch to me, but Calvin, you go to 7th grade, and this is a big deal for you. So, no, Calvin, you can do it by yourself. You always do for 7th grade, 8th, 6th, and that's how because my mom always pack me lunch and stuff. I said, "Mom, can I just pack my own lunch? Always pack it for me. I want to start it by myself from now on. But I'm going to high school and stuff, so yeah."
It sounds like the lunch story is really resonating for a lot of people. I know that one of my routines is I call my sister every single night, and what we like to do is ask each other all sorts of questions about our days and how that made us feel, and that is a really important routine for me to feel seen at the end of a day with my sister.
Thank you all for sharing your stories, because it's so important to understand what's going on for other people. Sometimes, while we know that being understood is one of the most important things for us, sometimes we end up rejecting others even though we don't realize it. Sometimes we do it unconsciously because of assumptions or prejudices that we don't even realize are there. And sometimes we don't know, sorry about that, Calvin. Sometimes we don't know the questions to ask to help someone share themselves with us. Sometimes it can seem like there's a yawning chasm, a big gap, and we can't find a way to cross it, to get to know others, their hopes and dreams, what inspires them, or their fears. And that's a little bit odd because we all share pretty much the same bodies. And we're all deeply connected by the energy that moves between us. And there are so many of the same things we need in order to survive. So when this worship service was beginning, I mentioned our Unitarian Universalist value of pluralism. Now, pluralism means that we celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology, or what we believe. We know how important it is to learn from each other in our beautiful diversity, and how that helps us in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. And we have a goal to embrace our differences and our commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. We have a goal of welcoming and including each other well. But just like in our story, sometimes we have trouble doing that very well. And sometimes the things we do have the result of someone feeling left out, even though that wasn't our intention. So, how do we practice welcoming? I know everybody here is going to have some good ideas here. Now, one of my favorite practices is curiosity. And one of my favorite tools is curious questions. Now, curious questions are open-ended questions. Those are questions that don't have one right answer at the end. They're questions that are designed to find out about the other person, about somebody's experience or their perspective. So if we're thinking about welcoming people here in our congregation or getting to know people at school, let's think about what some curious questions could be. So I'm going to start us off, and then Maddie and Judith are going to help us out, and then we're going to get other people to help us out. So be thinking, okay? And other people include not just the kids up here, but all of you, okay? So be thinking. All right. So how about this? To learn about the person, you could say something like, what brought you here today? Or what do you do with your time? Or maybe you could say something like, what a lovely necklace. Is there a story behind that? Or what a fun skirt. Is there a story behind that? Or, oh my goodness, dinosaurs. Did you pick that for a reason? You might ask, what was something that you found interesting about this morning's worship service? Or you could ask, what's one of your favorite kinds of lunch foods? And to help someone learn about this congregation, you could do something like ask, how can I be helpful as you explore this congregation? Or would you like me to show you around? Maddie, what are some curious questions you like to ask to welcome people, to get to know them better, or to find out?
Thanks, Reverend Diana. So some curious questions I might ask to welcome people are, where are you coming from this morning and how is your trip? Or would you like to join me at coffee hour? And then if I want to get to know someone better, I might ask, what's something you're really excited about right now? Or are you looking forward to anything this week? Yeah. Does anyone else have any curious questions that they might ask to welcome someone or to get to know them better? Yeah. Yeah, Cynthia.
You know, a good icebreaker these days is Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, establish, get the important Harry Potter houses right out in front. It's a real icebreaker.
Yeah, anyone else to welcome someone, to get to know them better, to find out how to include someone?
To say you're welcome.
Yeah, we can also say you're welcome.
Here's another curious question to find out how to include someone. What does community mean to you? What is something you value in your friendships and your relationships? And that might help us. Holly, is that a hand raised with a curious question? Do you want to share one? Welcome. Thank you, Holly.
It's good to be curious about curious questions. One of my favorites, and many of you probably heard this one from me, is what's the last book you read that you loved, that you just couldn't put down, that was so good you couldn't wait to recommend it? Some other fun questions. As a bit of a segue, have you already silenced your cell phone? So curious questions can include, why do you like that color? Or do you know how good that color looks on you? I love Maddie's, where did you come from this morning? Because of course, how we got here is part of how we arrive, whether we rode our bikes or took the bus or drove a car. Curious questions. So this is your moment to think about that, because it's going to be time to greet your neighbors. So folks in the congregation, what are your curious questions? In our time to greet your neighbor, I invite you to practice at least one or two. It helps if you're talking to someone that you don't already know the answer to, but you can ask your very good friends some curious questions too. And as you do, please keep an ear out for Ryan's piano cue, which will invite us back to worship. So, think of a question, find somebody you want to ask.
Well, curious questions seem to be a hit. Okay. All right, come on back, y'all. Come on back. It is good to be together. It is good to be together and finding out about each other and asking curious questions and getting to know about each other's lives and experiences and all the fabulous things and the sad things that are happening. And I invite you to continue these fabulous conversations later on during coffee hour, because we will have the time for that. Right now, we've come to the time in our service where we mark this congregation's joys and sorrows. Today, we have one joy that was sent in. Sue Bickford and Dan Nanini are celebrating their 40th anniversary. Yes. Yes. And they are not here at UUSM, as they are off in the Sierras, returning to the place where they spent their honeymoon. How wonderful. Let us all also hold a moment of silence for the joys and the sorrows that we know so many are holding in their hearts and minds in silence. Thank you. And now, Anne, if you appeared in here, as opposed to being, oh, Anne is behind me? Okay, great, okay, fabulous. Anne, come on up here. Okay, so and now we'd like to take some time to acknowledge Jessica Tenhave Place, our Director of Multi-Generational Religious Education for the last 2 years. Jessica, unfortunately, isn't able to be here with us today, but we think she's online watching right now. Jessica brought so many gifts to this congregation, and we know how important it is to say goodbye to the people who've made a difference in our lives, who've helped us learn new things and grow and experience the world differently. We're sad to say goodbye to Jessica, especially when goodbyes keep finding us in our community. But we also know how important it is for people to pursue their dreams, as Jessica is doing right now, as she explores what's next for her in her ministry. Anne?
I just want to acknowledge some of the changes that Jessica made when she was here. I don't know if you remember the way we used to do the gathering for the food bank, but now it's much more interactive. You guys go out there with your bags and you interact with everybody in the congregation, and that sharing is such a beautiful thing. We also had creative inventions like something called the Wonder Box. I personally loved that Wonder Box. We had a UUSM coloring book, which is very special. If you haven't seen it, take a look. And witchy Halloweens, all kinds of inspiring, fun things that we've done together with Jessica. Also collaborations like game night, the youth art wall, which is up right now. And at the end of this month, Jessica, if you're listening, we are going to have a booth at the Fiesta La Bayona for the first time. These are all Jessica's ideas in bloom. And we're so grateful that our boisterous group has had this time together with her. May we all find peace with change, grace in transformation, and indelible love. Now, everybody here, I want you to turn toward the camera, which Aubrey is pointing to.
Over there, and if you're over here and you want her to, oh, maybe, can she see over here?
And after the service, we're going to be making and collecting cards. So go to the living room, you'll see a sign there. But for the meantime, everybody wave. We love you, Jessica. We wish you luck and love. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
All right, and Now, we are going to move into the blessing of the bags. I saw a lot of bags come in here today. So will everyone please hold up the bag that they brought with them today? If you forgot your bag, you can hold it in your mind. Okay, so you can put them back down for the moment. We all carry bags with us throughout the week for many reasons. If you have a bag with you and you want to have it blessed, in a moment I'm going to invite you to bring it forward, to send it forward with a helper, or lift it up when you hear me describe it. Now, some of us take books to school and homework, books and homework to school. If that's your kind of a bag, bring it up here. School bags, book bags, school bags, school bags. Yeah. All right. Awesome. We got lots of school bags. Yeah, you'll leave them. If you can leave them here, we're going to bless them, and then you're going to find out what happens next. But you don't have to sit with it. You can stay or you can leave. It's up to you. Okay. Some of us bring our lunches to school or to work. And if that's your kind of bag, bring up your school lunch or your work lunch bag. Now, some of us take computers or other supplies to the places where we work. And if that's your kind of bag, bring it up now. Yeah. All right. Some of us carry overnight bags from one parent's house to another parent's house and back again. If that's your bag, bring that on up. Some of us bring things like books or yarn or knitting needles to places so we can work with those. And if that's your kind of bag, bring that on up. And some people even have bags for animals. I don't think we have any of those today. You got one? Okay. Oh, it's right there? Cool. Okay. And if you have another kind of bag you want to bring up, bring it on up. Okay. All right, Maddie, come on up.
Thank you, everyone, for bringing your bags up. Even when you are away from the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Santa Monica, you carry the heart of Unitarian Universalism with you wherever you go. Today, we bless these bags that accompany us on the journey. We bless these bags in the name of interdependence. May we always feel connected to our church community, feel connected to the UU faith, and connected to our grand universe.
We bless these bags in the name of pluralism. May we always remember to honor and respect people for who they are, even if they're different, and keep our minds open to new ideas.
We bless these bags in the name of justice. May we always remember to act based on our values, to look out for others, and to include all voices in decision-making.
We bless these bags in the name of transformation. May we grow and transform throughout the year, becoming more ourselves every day. And may we embrace new ideas and learning.
We bless these bags in the name of generosity. May we both experience the generosity of our community and remember to be generous with others.
We bless these bags in the name of equity. May we remember that we are all inherently worthy, and each of us, including ourselves, has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion.
We bless these bags in the name of love. May you always remember that you are loved here at the UU congregation of Santa Monica. May you remember to love yourself. May you remember to love yourself and love each other. May you keep love at the center of all that you do.
These charms are to remind you of the support of this community. Transforming can be hard. When times are hard, hold this charm and remember that you can rely on this church and rely on our shared values. You bring our values with you wherever you go.
Your bag may not look any different or feel any different, but the next time you use your bag, we hope you will remember that added blessing. And as you pack your bag with all the tools you need to do your daily work, we hope you'll think about the blessings and the values you bring with you from your congregation.
When new places and people feel scary, overwhelming, and exciting, and you're not sure what to do, who to talk to, where to sit, may you remember who you are and that we love you and rejoice in you. This year, may you have fun, may you learn a lot, be curious, and grow in ways that you can hardly imagine. May you play and dance, paint and sing, eat lots of good lunches, find new friends and new passions. May you find friendly teachers, classmates, coworkers, and friends. May you experience wonder and awe, sharing what you find. May you know joy and laughter. May you know a comforting presence when you're lonely or unsure. May the world be yours to explore and discover. May you seek to be compassionate toward everyone. May the bag you bring with you be strong, helping you carry what you need, including the love that embraces you today. Blessed be. Amen. And now we invite you to come on up and get a bag tag, a charm, and retrieve your bag.
Tag, you're it. I was going to also remind you, and then if you put an air tag on it, you have a whole other level of magic, and you will know where this bag is at any time. So if kids are ready to head on out to the playground, to the Blue Cottage, it's time for you to cut loose, and we've got a few more orders of business to happen after that. So please rise in body or in spirit, and join us in hymn number 123, Spirit of Life. No?
Oh, I think it's Go Now in Peace.
Oh, it's Go Now in Peace and then Spirit of Life. So, oh, Go Now in Peace. Never mind. Watch the screen. I'm not here. Go now in peace. May the Spirit of love surround you as you go on your way. So do announcements next. Go now in peace. Go now in peace. May the Spirit of love surround you as you go on your way. And now we will have a few announcements, so please be seated. See, it makes things exciting when we switch it all up, right? You don't know what's happening next. So first of all, please do join us after services for a taco bar and potluck luncheon in honor of our new minister, Reverend Diana Smith. Amazing tacos have been created by Julie Nyquist, and the congregation is presenting side dishes and extras. So we'll be in Forbes Hall from noon until 2. And as ever, Lunches for Bunches will be packing up some meals for our unhoused neighbors in the shade structure right after service. So if you have a moment to help out over there, that'd be great. We also have an ongoing clothing drive, so please do bring your gently used and nice clothes to share with friends if you can. Faith in Action will be meeting today at 1 rather than at noon because nobody wants to miss the luncheon. Saturday Spotlight will be August 29th. So we invite you to come and join the congregation for an open mic night with songs performed, poetry, prose readings, skits, juggling, whatever you feel like you'd like to share. It's always really interesting. We have some fantastically talented people in this congregation. And yeah, well worth showing up. So there will also be pizza, salad, and drinks. Email membership@uusm.org if you have any questions. So that's August 29th. And sign up for our upcoming De Benneville weekend, October 7th through the 4th, to join members of this congregation and our friends from Studio City for a wonderful weekend in the woods. Cynthia Littleton is our camp dean, and she is available to answer questions. And the question you're going to be asking, I'll just go ahead and answer now. Yes, I will be teaching yoga. Because I knew you were going to ask. Yeah. The third installment of the Thoreau documentary will be screened on August 23rd from 1 to 3, because we just had a lot going on today. So that's next week. If you've seen parts 1 and 2, or I think they're also still available on PBS, fantastic film, really, really worth checking out. As Ann mentioned, UUSM will also have a booth at Fiesta La Bayona, Culver City's famous party in the park, from August 28th through the 30th. We are looking for volunteers to staff the booth, and I'm thinking there are still slots available for all 3 days. So please get in touch with Ann Bridgens if you can sign up for a shift. UU The Vote is underway. People are meeting at 9 a.m. in the shade structure before services. So we're telling you that already happened today. It will not be happening later. But come early next week. They have pens, they have postcards, we have a purpose, and we'd be happy to have your help. So now, the offering. It's time to take up the offertory. And of course, our co-recipient this time around is Camp de Benneville Pines. So if you have a moment, we have a Q code. We can take a check, you can drop some cash, however it works best for you, but your generosity is very much appreciated. So ushers can now come forward, and we will take up the offertory.
And now I invite you to rise in body or in spirit to join in singing our closing hymn, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place. as you go out into the world this day and this week. May you go asking curious questions. May you go embracing pluralism a little more each day and finding out how it enriches your life. Go in peace, love, and justice, living love ever more fully and fiercely into this world. Amen. And blessed, blessed be.